Well, good morning, folks, and welcome aboard to my morning code 6MMJUU. Start earning money for pumping gas, going out to eat, to go food, and shopping. Shows up in the app 2 days later, whatever little bit they're going to give you, and it'll accumulate real quick, and then you can move it over to your debit account, PayPal, gift cards, Amazon, and like, and never pay a fee. Believe me, folks, in the App Store or the Google Play Store, you can't download apps that are going to pay you as much. Everybody wants an in-app purchase, not upside, folks. Well, we got to see on full display daily, ladies and gentlemen, the corruption that contains within the Democrat Party. Even here in Rhode Island, same type of corruption. We can't build a bridge, we can't knock one down, we sink a barge. Every time we knock something down, we're hurting something else. Can you imagine that? We knocked down a bridge and we sunk a barge. Maybe it would have been a good idea to say, hey, is anything going underneath the bridge? Like, did you take the time to look under the bridge? Like, all clear. It's really, you knock down a bridge and you sink a barge? And did anybody lose their job with that? Anybody get fired? The $10 million that was allocated to the bridge in Rhode Island, the Washington Bridge, was it used properly, or did Gina Raimondo use it on her campaign? Is anybody going to jail? How about in Minneapolis? How about Tampon Tim and Ilhan Omar? Is anybody going to go to jail? Am I missing something? I mean, there's got to be repercussions somewhere. Hunter Biden, his dad pardons him after he first says that was Russian collusion, the laptop, until at the end of his term he pardons his son because of the laptop. Did anybody catch that? Is anybody going to pay for what they've done? Is there something missing? I'm hoping this year Pam Bondi starts to really come through for us. I'm hoping Pam Bondi really puts into play some stuff. So I'm going to give her 2026. Just the first half. We shall see. But people need to go to jail. People need to pay a price, folks. This is serious. We're seeing. I go on social media, and I remember there was a time when you threaten a president or a public official or anybody, that would be considered assault. Batteries actually kind of like following through with the assault. But I've been seeing people, all I want for Christmas is Trump dead. I see in Tampon Tim State, the lieutenant governor is actually calling upon, death to the ICE agents by, gaslighting or whatever the hell you want to call it. By going out there and saying, somebody's going to get hurt. Get it, hint. Somebody's going to get hurt with these ICE agents. It's going to be too bad. Get it, ramp it up, baby, ramp it up. That's what he's telling you, folks. And nobody's paying the price for these words, folks. Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the public stage, and people in the left are still dancing on his grave. The words that come out of people in the Democrat Party and on the left are sinful at best, but very, 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 very dangerous. I remember the time that you get arrested if you threaten the president's life. We have Madonna wanting to blow up the White House. Snoop Dogg that once kind of like did an enactment of beheading of Donald Trump in one of his acts in the park. We've had all people from Kathy Griffin, a so-called comedian, with the beheaded head of Donald Trump. How are these people not in jail? All of that is calling upon others to do what they're doing. America needs to be safer, and the only way we make America safer is simply by doing what Donald Trump is doing. I mean, murders are down 30% in our country since Donald Trump has taken over. I mean, that's good. Good to hear that. But you know, we turn on the TV and we see a teenage girl, young girl missing. Hopefully, God forbid, you know, I hope nothing happened to her. I hope they can reunite her with her family. All she did was leave the house without her cell phone, just her keys. So the keys is an indication she intended to come back, but it's missing. We have illegal aliens in this country that are raping and killing and kidnapping our girls, our boys, everything. Mostly girls are at risk. Girls are at risk in this country because of what the Democrat Party did to them. And even the open borders and the illegal aliens putting girls at risk wasn't good enough. They had to put boys in the girls' room, further endangering these young ladies. And then when the guy who pretends to be a girl acts out and starts to offend or rape or inappropriately touch a young lady, good morning, Martha, they did what the Catholic Church did with the priest. They moved him to another parish. Well, they moved him to another school. And what did this boy do when he got to the other school? Did the same thing to a girl in the girls' room. I'm sorry, folks. The Democrat Party has put America, its women, its girls, its citizens at risk. And somebody really needs to go to jail. It reminds me of National Treasure, the movie, where the FBI agent said to Nicolas Cage, somebody's going to need to go to jail. Somebody does need to go to jail. We need to do that. Pam Bondi, we're calling upon you. I'm telling you right now, folks, I am very troubled by the rhetoric that comes out of the mouth of the Democrat Party. And is America still stupid enough to vote for any of them? You have Mandani now is going to appoint and look like Pat from Saturday Night Live, the androgynous person. It does. It looks just like freaking Pat from Saturday Night Live. A person who's not a firefighter. Oh, she worked EMT. Oh, that's what 70% of the calls come from. She's not a firefighter. I'm sorry. Appointed somebody, obviously a DEI, a woke movement on his part, New York. You voted for him. Excuse me. Allergies in the morning are just horrible. I missed being in Florida a few weeks ago. I didn't have any of this. But we have New York, which is going to be a disaster. In just a few short days away, you will have Mandani as your mayor. And you get what you deserve. You really do. And I want to sit back here and I want to watch you in New York really bleed through the eye sockets. I really do. You got Kathy Hochul as your governor, another loser. You're going to have Mandani as your mayor. You had Cuomo, who killed a lot of people during COVID, who had to resign his position, running in, literally helping Mandani become mayor. And then we're going to sit back and we're going to watch how Democrats ruin New York. And you're going to ruin it. This mayor is going to get uglier He's going to take his fight to Donald Trump. Not worry about his city, but more or less worried about fighting Donald Trump. My dear friends and family members and anybody else who listens to me, this is 2006 coming up, and you better head to the voting booth and vote straight Republican. You better vote straight Republican. Because what you're going to do is you're going to waste more of our taxpayer dollars impeaching and covering up fraud in our country. Is that what you really want? Do you want not America to move forward? Don't you want to have more money in your pocket? Do you want to wake up in the morning and go to the market and spend less money? We're getting there. I mean, I paid $2.65 for a gallon of gas, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Is it that you want more pain? You want open borders? You want DEI hires and wokeness and killings in your streets and robberies in houses? You want that? This is your thing? Or do you want to save this country? I mean, it really isn't a hard thought process to walk yourself through that whole process to come to a conclusion. Unless hatred in your body runs so deep that you don't care about the death of others because you're living on your own ego power trip, thinking the Democrat Party is your savior, of which it never was. A party of slavery. Look at Brown University, what they've uncovered. Oh, there's not too much going on in the news about this, huh? The cameras were turned off, ladies and gentlemen, because the cameras also were highlighting and pointing out illegal aliens. The college turned off the cameras. And in turning off those cameras, we had dead students. We've had 9 hurting in hospitals. We have a young lady with a future ahead of her, dead, now buried. A young man wanted to be a brain surgeon who suffered brain issues himself, dead. 9 students in the hospital. Some have been released. I don't know if they're all released. I know it was a pretty sad situation, folks. And you have a college president, Christina Paxson, who in 2022 got a $1.8 million compensation package. And in 2023 got $3.1 million compensation package. I wonder what her compensation package would be this time. I would say 0, but no, Christina Paxson, to bring more attention to other people other than herself, because the buck stops with her, suspended her chief of security on campus. I want you to remember that. Good morning, Kevin. Christina Paxson, a lowlife on many levels. I've argued with her a few times and won each argument. You know, when you walk away from me, it means I won. You had nothing to say. Maybe you shouldn't have invited me on campus to talk to the Republicans. Maybe I shouldn't have been there. But I did. I did go. I did talk. And I didn't get booed or heckled. I only got heckled by one person, the president of the college, who's a low-life piece of crap. What's your compensation package going to be like this year, Christina Paxson? What's it going to look like? Maybe you need to get $1 million raise. You're doing such a bang-up job. How come you didn't resign your position? Where's your board of trustees asking for your resignation? Where are they? You're going to give more boni to this woman? More bonuses? Boni plural for many bonuses. Imagine $3.1 million compensation package in 2023. Oh, prior to 2022, she was at, I think, $700,000 compensation. Then 2022 came over and it was 1.8 million, and then 2023, $3.1 million. Why don't we just give her $1 billion and call it a day? Why don't we just do that? Why don't we just give her $1 billion and call it a day? Because she did such a bang-up job putting a couple of students in the grave and 9 in the hospital and turning cameras off because we don't want to capture illegal aliens. Oh, where is that story online, man? Wow, silence is deafening, folks. Silence is deafening. But it takes me to bring it out, right? I'm going to talk about it. Sorry, Christina, you are nothing but the lowest form of life that slithers on this planet. That's you, Christina. You are the lowest form of life that slithers on this planet. And you sat there in a news conference. I don't know what the hell you were thinking. News conference, a press conference. Rhode Island can't even get that right. We can't even have a press conference that everybody in the damn planet is talking about. You're a business and you watch that press conference, you're not coming to Rhode Island. Why would you? Why would you even come to Rhode Island? What is the reason for it? My dear friends, we need to get smarter. Remember, Donald Trump isn't on the ballot, but your future is. The future of your children, your grandchildren, your friends, yourself, your country, your religion, the freedom of speech. Jimmy Kimmel's days are numbered. Just want to put that down. You heard it from me first. I don't think he survives beyond January. I think The View, their days are numbers as well. I don't think that they get it. I don't think they get to Easter before we start hearing things about them. The days of false BS is over, folks. So buckle up, folks. It's going to be a great year. Going to be a great year, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to learn a lot, but you're going to see that I'm right. You're going to see I'm right. I'm not wrong. So, my dear friends, stay strong. Remember what you're going to do this year? We're going to vote straight Republican. Straight, right down the line. Straight Republican. Straight Republican. Folks, we got to do it not only for Charlie Kirk. We got to do it for this country, our religion, to save Christianity, to save Judaism. We need to save our country. We got to save our children. We got to make us safer, and we need to have our money go further. We need to do it. We need to show the Democrat Party that they're nothing but evil in this country, and we're going to eradicate them from the voting booth first. Thank you, folks. We'll see you on the flip side.